Centuries of systemic racism have created a wealth gap in America between black and white Americans. In her latest New York Times piece, Pulitzer Prize-winning reporter Nikole Hannah-Jones writes, if true justice and equality are ever to be achieved in the United States, the country must finally take seriously what it owes black Americans. MSNBC correspondent Tremaine Lee.
I did another video on this. I want to know if it's really going to go through.
Interviewed Nikole Hannah-Jones in his latest Into America podcast on reparations. Tremaine joins me now. And Tremaine, what are the factors that Nikole talked about here that are contributing or have contributed to the racial wealth gap in our country?
Hey, Allison, more than just contributions, the actual source, the root of the wealth gap goes back to shortly after emancipation, when the entire, enslaved population, formerly enslaved population, really were pushed out with absolutely nothing, starting from ground zero. And even though the government had promised some restitution in 40 acres and a mule, those promises fell through. And in fact, the former, plantation owners.
Man, about that, I was born. And it's been way before I was born.
Owners were given back that land that had been promised to enslaved people. But then after that, decades and decades of Jim Crow laws, lack of access to jobs, depressed housing values, on and on, up from after emancipation through Reconstruction, Redemption, into the 50s and 60s. All of these contributing factors, including the actual violent dispossession of wealth, the actual bombing of Black Wall Street, the actual burning and looting of Black communities all across the country. And that land and that wealth and resources were never returned.
So how do we begin to close the gap between black and white Americans, and what would closing that gap mean for black Americans, their future, their economic security?
Well, part of the issue has always been that Black folks haven't been able to accumulate the wealth and then pass it on, like buying a house and then passing it on to your children, or taking the equity out of that and passing it on. And so Nikole Hannah-Jones argues that there is only one solution, and that's restitution or reparations. Let's take a listen to what she has to say.
Imagine being able to build anything, for any reason, in any style.
Practices breed present suffering.
I think the racial wealth gap speaks to the fact that we still have a long way to go to achieve ideals of equality in this country.
The racial wealth gap is a measure of the white family and the African-American family that's right smack dab in the middle, the median.
Imagine this, waking up tomorrow morning and seeing $151 million credited to your bank account.
Yo, I just watched a video with a billionaire was a dude vlog. He be going to different cities, but he did an interview with a billionaire. And one thing the billionaire says kind of registered. Like some people, some don't need money just to give it to them. You know what I'm saying? Because some people don't know what to do with it. Some people wouldn't take it because of the situation in their life and they don't want to do wrong with it. Some people would take it and do wrong with it. But on this occasion right here, this is what's owed. Long overdue. Long overdue. But we're gonna continue with this video.
Life-changing, isn't it? But what if I told you this isn't just a pipe dream? What if I told you this is what's being discussed as a way to finally address the racial wealth gap and provide reparations?
See, being discussed is far from the picture of being in process. There's a big difference from being in the process and being discussed.
reparations to Black Americans. For centuries, Black Americans have been denied opportunities to build generational wealth, forced to endure economic exclusion, systemic racism, and outright theft of their labor. And now, for the first time in history, a plan is on the table to close that gap with reparations payments, massive ones. But here's the kicker: by the end of this video, you'll know why Black Americans shouldn't just receive reparations. You'll understand why they shouldn't be paying taxes at all. That's right, zero taxes. Because the truth is, the wealth owed to Black Americans in reparations far exceeds anything they've contributed to the system. Welcome to the Chronicles of Blacks, a channel where we delve into the deep tapestry of Black history. Please subscribe to our channel as we continue to fight for our rights as Blacks. Let's break it down. The average Black household contributes around $3,000 in federal taxes